All right, so put your
I don't understand.
put your $2 in the other boot, and whoever can hit one boot.
So the winner is the boot?
Yeah.
It's the hill debate on the YouTube channel. Oh, hell yes.
What's up, everybody? We are back in the shop with old Death Wish Devin here. We've got the Big Red. We're gonna do the carburetor on that, see if we can solve that half throttle issue that we found with her. But also, we're going through the Kodiak, because if you guys have seen this on the channel before, you've known she's been a noisy one. And we think we found the issue. We think it's going to be the bearing for the pull, or the shaft right here. I don't even know what that shaft's called, but pretty sure that's what it's going to be. So we're going to pull all this apart again and find out. We got a brand new part for it. Find out. We're also going to do the differential fluid, and I'm definitely going to film that because you're going to want to see how ugly that is coming out of there. What we're going to do with this machine is it's got to prove itself again. Make sure that all these parts will go together. We found the oil leak, so we know that that's an axle seal. So we just got to get that part and get that done. But once that's all done, we've been talking about building this thing out as badass as we can get it.
Yeah.
So we're talking a lift kit, tires, exhaust, all that stuff. But first, we got to make sure it's going to be worth it. So we're going to get on that first, and then we're going to jump onto the Big Red and do the carburetor. So come along with us. Well, trying to fix something else broke. Ain't that always the case?
That it is.
If you look right here, that bolt would not come off the stator. So we've ended up having to vice grip it off, and we're still working at it. So that way we can take the whole case off, pound that bearing out, because that bearing is going to be what the issue is right there.
Yeah, that's crunchy.
It's just crunchy, isn't it? I mean, I sunk a whole bunch of grease in there and everything trying to save it. But
No, that's pretty bad.
That's where the noise has been coming from. You want to do the honors tapping that bearing out of there?
All right, might as well.
So we dug into it. The bearing's starting to move. We pulled the oil seal out. Doing just what you do. We got a brand new one right here for her.
Yeah. She's out, folks.
She's out, folks. Long time coming. We're going to have to clean that all up.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that thing.
Woo! Yeah. That even smells burnt. If you could smell burnt, that smells burnt.
Oh, it shakes. Well, that shouldn't be like that.
No.
What did they do to burn that bearing out?
Well,
now the guy we bought the quad from said they used it for mudding on the farm. Did they get it rusty or something? Because when you look at the two different bearings, I mean, there ain't much of a difference. It's just worn the heck out. So high RPM.
Low gear, high RPM, constant.
That might be it.
Kind of think so.
So we're going to get that flipped around, get this case cleaned up, get the other bearing seated back in. We'll bring it back. We just got the new bearing and new bearing seal in. We just sunk the flywheel cage in there, or the pull start cage in there, and it rotates real good. But I want to try something. See up. Can you hear that? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, a bearing shouldn't sound like that.
No.
And you put this in here with a new bearing. Nothing.
It's so quiet.
So that was definitely what's been making the noise on this machine, which is, as you've seen in previous videos, almost a little bit too much to ride and listen to the audio of. It's so bad. I know what you're saying. It looks like something that got punched in the nose. But anyway, we're going to have to let her sit like that for about a week or so until we get a new gasket, because the gasket shredded when we took it off. Other than that, everything went back together okay. All the problems that we're dealing with seem to go away. So we're just waiting on that gasket, and then we got some oils to change, right?
Yep.
So this is going to be sitting for a week, and we're going to get moved around here and start working on that bad girl. Well, we decided to pull another three-wheeler up in here. It's a 200M. What year is that, Devin?
85.
It's a 1985 200M. This is a 1985 Big Red 250 ES. So yeah, 85's in the house. Anyway, he's gonna dig in. We had an issue with the chain popping off the other night. Anyway, but yeah, we were back on the Big Red here, and we're about to pull this carburetor off and see. Let's just see what the hell's going on in there, man, because it definitely seems like it needs a carburetor tune-up. Even though I'm still kind of curious if it's a ground causing the issue. But we're going to find out here real soon. So I'm going to get you on a time lapse back in the corner watching this bolt wrench here. Let's do it, man. So we're going to call it a night here on the Big Red. Obviously, saw where the Kodiak ended up. Rhonda went back together good, no problem. She actually rode back out of here. So that's one success for the night. We're going to pick this back up tomorrow morning because I have got that thing sitting in ultrasonic because that carburetor was dirty. Yeah, it was bad. So the next morning, and I am out here about to start going back at this carburetor. We had a jet get stuck on it, so I had to go and get some bits so I can get this jet out of here. And that's probably what we're gonna start with today, but we gotta let some heat get going because it's good and cold out here in Michigan. So first off, let's let the heat warm up. So yeah, we got the carburetor sitting and soaking once again. starting to get her warmed up here. We're going to do a couple passes on this. Let it pick up as much grit as it can out of that carb. And then we're going to go ahead and hit it with some air and some spray and some brushes. And we'll get that thing looking like it's brand new before we even start to work on it. Okay, we got the carburetor out of the cleaner. We're going to go ahead and do some blowing on it. One thing I did notice is the slide isn't sliding. So that must, I mean, this thing must just be all gooped up. Okay, if you look closely, you can see the jet that's giving me an issue. And it's this guy right here. This is the guy that's causing the issue. When I went to bring her out, the brass just wanted to say goodbye. So I went ahead and picked up some bits. So that way we can go ahead and drill that thing out of there. I think that's going to be the first start because we're going to have to re-clean it again because there'll be brass shavings all over. And then we're going to look at this, get the seat, get this jet cleaned up really good. The air screw haven't had any problem, but we're going to go ahead and take it out. What we're doing here, make sure that the drill bit itself is not too big. And it doesn't seem to be. But with that being said, we might be able to just easy out this with the easy out real quick and not even have to mess with all that. I'm going to get my tap handle out. Trusty tap handle. But let's see what we get here. So we're going in. There, we got her. Look at that, nice and easy. Yes, sir. Now let's make sure we got another one of those. Because if not, I'm going to be getting on the internet and ordering something else and coming back a different day. Looks like we do. All right. There's a brand new one. And that looks correct. Okay. If you look at this, you can see the culprit of why we had to do this. When I went to use a screwdriver on it, it was stuck just too much. You can see the blackness right here. That right there is why these just bent. Well, we got stopped on our assembly. We got the carburetor all back in. Figured out where most of the vent lines go. We'll get into that later. But I am not going to hook this tube back up as dirty as this. Let me grab the flashlight real quick. See all that in there? Yeah, we're not going to put that back on there like that. We're going to have to clean this whole thing out, which kind of sucks, but we're going to get to it. So right here is where we're at, everybody. Now before, this thing had a nice ring on it right here with the air filter just open. You know, it's what you call an open air filter. Anyway, I did find the air box for it and all the tubes and everything. So we're going to go ahead and put that air box in there and set it up all proper like it should be. Eventually, we'll run the second line, which I've got sitting over there. And then we'll go ahead and run it back to the snorkel tube here that comes all the way up here, so we can go ahead and get a little bit of deep with this thing. But for today, being that we're just kind of dealing with some things with the carburetor, I'm really just trying to get to where I can rev it up and see if it's going to go past the rev point that it has been. If it doesn't, then we're going to be taking it all back apart anyway. So I figure why not just piece it together, get it done. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this air box in there, and I'll bring you back right afterward. Okay, we got that all back installed, minus the one tube that goes from here to here, which we have sitting over here. So next thing to do is to get the gas tank on it and rehook up the fuel line and make sure she doesn't puke gas everywhere. And once we do that, then it'll be back to start. Well, we just got it all back together. I started it. It's leaking gas out of the float is what I think, of course. I can never win that battle. It's still doing the fart out thing, which I'll just go ahead and give you an example here. So we'll kick this off. So she's idling great. Now she wanted to go up that time. It might just be the fact that we ain't got a whole lot of gas in it. I mean, it's idling, starting, stopping, no problem. I'm getting a couple good revs out of it. I mean, it wants to run. I just think that there's something messed up in that carburetor. Maybe the carburetor's just shot. I don't know. I didn't notice this problem when I bought it. So this is definitely something new. Maybe it's got to do with the CDI. I don't know. But it does actually rev up. So if it was the CDI not giving enough signal, it wouldn't do it. It'd just do it every time. I don't think that's the issue. I think it's actually going to be a carburetor. It's going to be starved of fuel or something. We're going to move some stuff around. I'm going to get suited up, take it out for a little rip, and we'll see if it bogs out. We're going to see what happens here, guys. The Carhartt gloves. Gotta love them. They keep your hands warm, but man, they're a pain to get on and off. So, like I said, we've got a decent amount of snow too, so should be an interesting ride. Let's find out if this thing's gonna drip gas on me before I do anything. Should be already dripping. Alright, she's up and running now. Just let her warm up for a little bit here. getting too much air. I mean, it's cruisable for now. Their gear at all, man. So it'll be good for just cruising around, checking cameras and stuff like that. But other than that, until I get that carburetor figured out, it ain't worth nothing. We'll just go ahead and go up and put her away. Can't wait for it to run right though. That'll be pretty killer. So, I guess what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to go ahead and get a carburetor for it. Seems to be the only thing we can do. Till then, she's good for just a little cruising back to the pond and checking cameras and stuff like that. She ain't going to be really taken out and ridden. It's a shame because I've got a whole bunch of parts and a whole bunch of good stuff to do to it too. But we're going to have to let her sit. So I think you won't be seeing any more of the Big Red until I get the carburetor figured out. Once I do that, then we'll bring the Big Red back and we'll start doing quite a bit more to it. We're going to do a lot of powder coating, stuff like that. For now, it's just going to be sitting until I get the carburetor. But there's a 200X coming.
Thank you, buddy.
Trying to film. Yes. All right, black truck going up. See how it gets? You gotta get squared up with that thing so you can ride right up. Create something that's
No, I got this.
Yeah.
Give me
Devin, you're high centered.
Give me a little push, man.
Smoking the tire.
Damn.
So are we counting this as a non-friendly competition then?
Why?
We're just counting
Who needs
it.
a race?
I think you need to come straight down the bush.
Yo, Billy, oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, yeah.